What if I told you the Falcons might be winning something more important than football games? A culture war, behind the scenes. In a league where cold business decisions are the norm, Atlanta is choosing loyalty, love, and legacy. But in the very same breath, they may have coldly turned away from one of the most electrifying quarterbacks of our time. This is not just a football story. This is about trust, truth, and the future of the franchise. Let's dive in. Picture this. You're counting down the days to another Falcons season. Hope is in the air, dreams are alive, and every fan is imagining what could be. Then, out of nowhere, something unexpected drops. Something that doesn't show up on a stat sheet but speaks volumes about who the Atlanta Falcons really are. While most teams are just preparing for training camp, the Falcons, they're quietly dominating in a whole different game, the culture game. This battle isn't fought on the field, it's won in locker rooms, family suites, and team hallways, and it's changing the way players think about Atlanta. An ESPN report slipped under the radar, but inside it was a truth bomb. Not about touchdowns or draft grades, but about something deeper. Safety, family, belonging. It was Jesse Bates, one of Atlanta's top defensive stars, who dropped the insight. A man who's seen both sides of the NFL world. In Cincinnati, Bates played for a team that got an yes, the lowest grade possible, in how they treated players' families. That's not just bad, that's embarrassing. Now he's in Atlanta, and here, the Falcons earned the second highest grade in the entire league for family care. Let that sink in. This isn't about perks, it's about people. In Atlanta, families are welcomed, fully. From a beautiful catered family suite inside Mercedes-Benz Stadium to kids laughing and trick-or-treating in the Falcons training facilities on Halloween, this isn't some photo op. This is how they live. This is who they are. Bates said it best. Walking out of the locker room after a brutal physical game, the first thing he sees isn't chaos. It's comfort. A space where his wife and children can rest, eat, and feel safe. It may sound small to a casual fan, but after 3.5 hours of all-out war on the field, knowing your family is okay, that's peace. That's home. And let's be real, this isn't just heartwarming fluff. This is smart business. Because in today's NFL, players aren't just thinking about contracts. They're thinking about their lives, their kids, their wives. Free agents want to know, will my family be cared for here? In Atlanta, the answer is loud and clear. Yes. And it's not just about new players. It's about keeping the stars you already have. When a player has to choose between re-signing or chasing a bigger deal somewhere else, it matters when his family is happy. It matters when Sundays aren't lonely, when they're a shared experience. The Falcons get this. They aren't just building a roster, they're building loyalty. But then, bam, the story takes a sharp left turn. Just as Falcons fans are feeling good about the team's culture, a bombshell report leaks. Confidential documents surface, showing what might have been a coordinated effort by NFL owners to freeze out Lamar Jackson during his free agency. One of the brightest young quarterbacks in the game, quietly locked out. And guess who's right in the middle of it? Arthur Blank, Falcons owner. Remember back when the Falcons were one of the very first teams to publicly say they weren't interested in Lamar Jackson? No meeting, no call, no offer, just no. At the time, it didn't make sense. A 26-year-old former MVP, a game changer with elite speed and a rocket arm. Why wouldn't you even try? Now we know. According to the leaked report, Arthur Blank's reason was injury concerns. Let's pause. Injury concerns. About Lamar Jackson, a guy who missed a few games over 2 seasons, and then, just a few months later, the Falcons signed 35-year-old Kirk Cousins, coming off a torn Achilles, to a massive 4-year, $100 million contract, guaranteed. One quarterback is young, electric, and already has an MVP. The other? Older, respected, but recovering from one of the most serious injuries a quarterback can suffer. And no MVPs. So, what's really going on? Now I want to hear from you. Are the Falcons building something special behind the scenes, or are they letting real chances slip away on the field? Was passing on Lamar Jackson a smart move, or a mistake that could haunt the team? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Rate how confident you are in the Falcons' direction right now, from 1 to 10. Let's hear it, Falcons fans. This is your team. Your voice matters. Let's talk about what really happened, because this goes way deeper than football. Yes, only one quarterback got paid by the Falcons this offseason, and it wasn't Lamar Jackson. You don't have to be a lawyer, an insider, or even a die-hard fan to feel the contradiction. This wasn't just about a playbook. This was about power, money, and control. This was the business side of the NFL, the side that's cold, calculated, and sometimes downright unfair. See, everything changed when the Cleveland Browns gave Deshaun Watson a fully guaranteed $230 million deal. That one move didn't just shake the league, it terrified NFL owners. It opened a door they never wanted opened. And when Lamar Jackson hit free agency not long after, all eyes turned to him. Would he get the same kind of deal? The owners? They didn't want that. Not at all. Because if Lamar got that kind of contract, a young MVP-level quarterback with elite talent, then every quarterback after him would want one too. And that meant billions more in guaranteed money. So what did they do? They didn't say it out loud. They didn't send an email. But one by one, teams stepped back. No offers, no meetings, no chances. They just backed away. And the Falcons? They were one of the first to do it. They loudly made it known. We are not going after Lamar Jackson. No real explanation. No further conversation. Just a public rejection. And when asked about it, owner Arthur Blank gave the reason. Injury concerns. Let that sink in. Lamar Jackson, who had missed a few games over 2 seasons, was labeled too risky. Fast forward a few months, and the Falcons handed 35-year-old Kirk Cousins, coming off a torn Achilles, a 4-year, $100 million contract, guaranteed. Let me say that again. They said no to a 26-year-old MVP because of injuries, then signed a much older quarterback recovering from one of the worst injuries in football. That's not just confusing, that's maddening. Cousins is a good quarterback. He's smart. He's a leader. But let's be honest, he's never reached the level Lamar has. He's never won MVP. He doesn't scare defenses the way Lamar does. So why the double standard? That's the question every Falcons fan should be asking. And here's one possible answer. Quiet collusion. Not the secret handshake in a dark room kind, but a soft, unspoken agreement between owners. Don't break the system. Don't reset the market. Don't follow the Browns' mistake. So instead of giving Lamar Jackson a real shot, teams backed away to protect their own wallets, to protect the old way of doing business. And the Falcons, the team that desperately needed a superstar quarterback, the team in a city that would have embraced Lamar like a king, led the way in turning him down. That's not just disappointing, that's painful. Because for fans in Atlanta, this was the dream. Lamar Jackson in a Falcons jersey? That was electric. That was marketable. That was perfect. Instead, we got silence. We got excuses. And we're left wondering, was this ever really about injuries? Or was this about billionaires making sure they kept control? Now we look to the future. And the question is bigger than just one quarterback. What happens the next time a generational talent hits free agency? Will the Falcons act with courage and football sense, or will they fall in line again? Now it's your turn, Falcons Nations. Let's hear it. Did we make the right call passing on Lamar Jackson, or did we let a superstar slip away because of business games that had nothing to do with winning football? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Be honest. Be bold. Because this moment could define how we see the Falcons' leadership for years to come.